Hi, Jordan Sybrandt, marriage and family therapist here in San Diego. I hope you enjoy this tip. Let's talk about sadness and depression. Feeling sad, feeling depressed is something that, like frustration, requires inward reflection. Okay? A lot of times we get very attached to what happens outside of us, out here. What happens with our family, what happens with our workplace, what happens with a partner, what happens with a friend. And let's say, you go out, you have a nice dinner with somebody that you care about, whether it's a friend or a spouse or a partner, and you guys get in a fight. And you get blamed for some stuff that you don't think's right. You go home and you feel sad about it. You go home and you feel depressed about it. Or maybe you try to go out with a friend, or you ask somebody for help and they tell you no. And you feel rejected and you feel sad. What sadness tells you is that you need to evaluate what's going on in your life, and you need to take steps to take care of yourself. Sadness and depression requires that you look at what's going on inside of you. And as you explore your expectations, your rules, your boundaries, you learn that sadness is something that is constraining, something that is holding you back. And oftentimes you are the one that's holding yourself from building relationships, holding yourself from saying I'm sorry, holding yourself from being in partnership, in relationship. And sadness can be very difficult to move through. A lot of people need help getting through sadness and depression, especially if it lasts more than a couple of days. But what it really is telling you is that you're expecting something to happen that probably isn't going to happen. And you either accept that and take steps to meet your needs, like in some of the other emotions, or you stay stuck in the sadness or depression. And there are people who get stuck in this for years. I'm talking 20 years, because they're unable to take responsibility for their own feelings and make different decisions in their life. And that can be very challenging. A lot of times people need help. They need cognitive behavioral therapy, or what's called CBT, to learn how their thoughts are really perpetuating, keeping the sadness going, keeping the depression going, and really change their thoughts so they can have different feeling experiences. But sadness is definitely telling you, take a break, spend some time focusing on what it is you need. And chances are, if you've had sadness for a long time or depression for a long time, you probably need help of a professional. Okay, feeling sad in the moment is very different than feeling sad for a long time. So sadness and depression is telling you, much like hurt, you have an unmet need, but it's telling you that you have to focus inward, and you have to resolve the way you're thinking, the way that you're holding yourself back from participating in your own life. Jordan Sybrandt, marriage and family therapist, encouraging you to be more of the amazing person you already are.